Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at this car. This is a Fiat 500 hybrid. I didn't even know that they made a hybrid, but this was the rental that I got from Avis in Lisbon, Portugal. And I've been driving this for almost an entire week, and today we're going to look at this little car. This is probably the most rented vehicle right now in Portugal. The entire agency and other agencies had tons of these in their fleet. So let's look around this car. So first of all, the Fiat 500s are not very popular in the United States. And there's really no reason. I hear mostly it's a reliability issue. In the United States, they put many more miles than they do in Europe. This is a brand new example. And the reason you want a small car in Europe is because of the amount of small roads, the parking, everything is very tight. And this thing gets in and out very easily. And one thing that I do miss is having another door. 4 doors always is a lot handier to have. So little tiny wheels. The motor is very efficient. I was expecting this thing to be gobbling up lots of gas, but because of the hybrid nature of this car, it's much better for driving in Portugal. And this is the Dolce Vita. So they're going with that whole Italian style. And they did give me one with a little bit of a dent over there. But it's a pretty darn good vehicle. The outside, it's typical to this brand, and it does sound pretty good. And of course, this is something I was not expecting, the hybrid. And look at the taillights, really cool looking. There's like a white thing surrounding, and there's the reverse lights. Very well done. I don't think we get the hybrid version in the United States. Also, this has very good sensors. So these round options here, these buttons looking things are the sensors. I'm used to driving like 90s vehicles, so sensors for me are a novelty. But if somebody gets too close to you in the back, it'll start beeping. And when you're backing up, that's an excellent thing to have. It doesn't have a backup camera, but it does have the beeping. So if you're getting near any sort of obstacle, it'll start beeping. So let's look at the trunk. Very easy to open. And I already have some products here like bread and everything, but the trunk, it's pretty tight. I wish it was a little bit bigger. The seats do fold forward, but I think that this is enough for most single people. I don't see families getting this, but if you want like a commuting vehicle, this is pretty darn good. And going around to the side, there is no sensor for the door, so it doesn't open up if you have a key in your pocket. That's kind of like a downside. But this is a budget car. When you're driving it, you do feel like the plastic nature of the car. Everything is hard plastic, but there's a little bit of a texture to it, which I like. And this is a kind of like a faux leather plastic feel. And I think that's a pretty darn good way of doing it, because it makes it look like it's more expensive than it is. The handles, chromed out. You have a deep pocket, and the speaker, it's kind of like this spiral pattern. And here's the interior. So the interior I think is very nice, and I think the thing that I like is the CarPlay option. I was not expecting that in a rental, and it's a 6-speed manual transmission, and it's got this nice kind of echoing the exterior outside. You have a glove box, very standard. On the passenger, you have a pocket for the passenger, and then you have another little handle pocket. The seat does fold down so you can get in the back, but I find that, I don't know, the seats do hold you fairly well, but they are a little bit on the softer side, so after a while they get a little uncomfortable. And you do have adjustment here that you recline back and forth. You see that? It's not entirely usable, and of course I already have stuff in here for my bike, and 2 cup holders in the back here. If you look at the front here, this is actually more important than most people realize, having USB chargers for tourists to rent, because everybody's got the USB phones ready to drive. But this one also comes with a Via Verde, which is the, it's a rental, so it's like if you pass on a toll, you get to use that. It's got a 12-volt cigarette lighter. When you look at the console for the car, you have your stick shift, very smooth shifting. This one's got 17,000 kilometers, so it's like 15,000 miles. So I don't expect any problems with this. And then you have, one thing that kind of annoys me that I don't like is having mirror buttons in the middle. This is for the passenger, this is for the driver, and push it in, push it out. Don't quite like that, but I know that that's standard for a lot of the Italian and English cars. Up here you have your AC, blows really nice, cool air, and then you have the adjustment up and down. This is the fan up and down, and this is the temperature. Is the auto stop feature, so it turns off the engine in city driving. So I like that feature, so I leave it on. And then you can, this is the direction of the AC and the defroster for the windshield. Here you have fog lights. The buttons are very cheap, very cheaply made, and there's a bevel to this, so with the right light, this is actually looks very dirty. You have your hazards, and then you have this, which turns on city mode driving and turns it off. Here you have, of course, nice panels to block the sun, nothing special. This one doesn't even have a mirror. What's up with that? This one's got a mirror, but not a mirror for the driver? That makes no sense. Then you have a light here. It's on, always on. Middle is like when you open the door. Sunroof, but the sunroof doesn't open. It's just a glass, so I guess it's considered the moonroof. And you close it this way. This does help a lot, this mesh. So let's start the engine. Hold the clutch. It starts right up. You have an animation of Fiat coming up. And this part is very interesting. I do like it. It's a touchscreen, and it connects to your phone, absolutely easily. There's no fussing about it. And you do have a GPS using CarPlay, volume. Nice that they gave you like nice dials for adjustment. I miss those. Every new car has got freaking touchscreens everywhere. I think this one is very unobstructed. You can get away with a lot of stuff, so I like that. The wheel feels really nice. I do like it. And the steering, the power steering is incredibly smooth and fast, so you don't have any issues. Here in the main screen, you get to see a lot of information. This thing has got a lot of information. So right now I have in the IC, which is instant consumption. I get very good. So right now you see 17,000 RPMs, or 17,000 kilometers, sorry. That's my fuel bar. And over here, since it's a hybrid, it's got a battery. But the battery is so tiny. And the way you regen the battery, it's not like a Prius. It doesn't act like a Prius at all. So when you let go of the accelerator and you're going downhill, for example, you will see a sign for a battery there, and that's when it's recharging, and it recharges this. It's usually pretty low because if you're driving normally, it's not doing anything. And then here you have your current dial for whatever you have, and then 1 in 100. That's 1 liter in 100 kilometers, 28 Celsius right now. Let's go through the dial so you can see. It's got a lot of stuff. Average speed, let's see, my average speed is 46 kilometers per hour. Travel time, energy gain. So a lot of people like that. So I gained 4.5 kilowatts per hour. This car is fantastic to drive in a small European town. And this is exactly what you want. Actually, the tires are even economical tires, so they have low resistance, so you get much better gas mileage than a regular tire. But I do like this little car. I don't think I'd pick one of these for the United States because they're just too small. And just driving around Europe, this is perfect. It gets in just about every place. You don't have to worry about if you can make the parking space. It always can make it. And it's very agile. That is the Fiat 500 hybrid. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.